And here in week 17, we are jumping over and seeing the standings. And it looks like we've got the number 1 seed locked up. So we're just going to simulate through this game and get to it. Oh, well, we can see in the lower left-hand corner that Bobb Johnson has been announced to be the MVP. What a stellar performance. We can also see Bob Ho as Coach of the Year. Of course, that should be expected after taking the mess that he inherited and taking them all the way to the playoffs after just a few. You have one new injury. Who is it? It is Joe Mixon. He is out 3 weeks. Well, we are down to, luckily, not David Robinson. Playing basketball now. Luckily, David Johnson is still healthy. So we still got our number 1 running back, and we'll be without our number 3. But that's all right. Well, being we're at the end of the season, let's go and check out the awards for the year. So as we already found out, Bobb Johnson taking home the league MVP, followed up by Russell Wilson and Lane Katzenmoyer. Coach of the Year, as we also already know. Bob Ho of the Steelers, followed up by Pete Carroll and Doug Marrone. Offensive Player of the Year, Bobb Johnson. Looks like in 6th place we have David Johnson, despite missing like 4, 5, 6 weeks. I don't know, an extended period anyway. And Defensive Player of the Year, Khalil Mack, the sack attack from the yellow and black. 3rd place, Yannick Ngakoue. And any more Steelers? Yes, Case Kent took 9th place. So 3 Steelers in the top 10, Defensive Player of the Year. Offensive Rookie of the Year. Do we have any Steelers? We have Charles Greenberry, who I'm not sure if he actually had a reception all year. Maybe we'll check that out later. But he got into 9th. Jamie Spiller. Oh, I wanted to draft him and I missed out. I was going to take him with my next pick and they took him. He took Defensive Player of the Year for the Titans. Any Steelers on the board? Corey Allen. He was a good pick in his own right. He took 4th place, and no other Steelers. Best quarterback, of course, the legend himself, Bobb Johnson. Best running back, David Johnson took 2nd place. Tevin Coleman, two Steelers backs on the board, took 5th place. Wide Receiver of the Year, won by DeAndre Hopkins. Wanted to trade for him, just couldn't. 7th place, taken by Tyreek Hill of the Steelers. Best Offensive Lineman, taken home by Cam Robinson of the Steelers. 3rd place, Riley Ritani, homegrown Steeler. And, looks like our entire rest of our offensive line, Jarrett Mallett, Douglas Victorian, and Glenn Painter, the rookie. Best Defensive Lineman, no surprise here, the Defensive Player of the Year, Khalil Mack. Also in 3rd place, Yannick Ngakoue of the Steelers. No more Steelers. Linebackers. Any linebackers? Despite making the top 10 in Defensive Player of the Year, Case Kent was not able to crack the top 10 as the best linebacker, so that's kind of interesting. Apparently he's a better defensive player than he is a linebacker. I don't know how that works. I guess it's kind of like how Tim Tebow's a great football player, but he's not a great quarterback. Anyway, or at least at the pro level. Best defensive back taken home by Jalen Ramsey, new acquisition by the Steelers. Any more Steelers? Nope, that is it. Kicker of the Year, Andrew Franks, with us the whole time. Taking home the gold. And we didn't show the last several weeks of just players of the week. It looks like in week 13, Jalen Ramsey took home Defensive Player of the Week. And week 15, David Johnson, no surprise when he ran for 220 yards and 2 touchdowns. He took home Offensive Player of the Week. Khalil Mack, Defensive Player of the Week in week 16. And Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon gets hurt. But he got Offensive Player of the Week in that rest week in Week 17. All right, checking out our stats for the year. I did start Deshaun Kaiser in that last game, and he had a pretty good year for the little bit of action he had. But Bobb Johnson getting just over 3,000 yards, 35 touchdowns, 14 interceptions. I'd say a good half of those were my fault, if not maybe even more. Completion set percentage, 67%. 211.3 yards per game. 105.4 quarterback rating. 22 sacks. David Johnson playing in only 11 games still racked up 1,426 yards on the ground. Tevin Coleman only playing in 13 games got 812. Bobb Johnson 402 yards on the ground. Joe Mixon playing in several games, but 137, including one really good game to end the year. Tevin Coleman leading the team with 10 touchdowns, Bobb Johnson with 7, Joe Mixon and David Johnson each with 4, and Martin Tillman got one touchdown in his 6 attempts. 2 fumbles by Tevin Coleman and Alonzo Clear. And no surprise here, David Johnson leading the team with 42 broken tackles. Just insane. Tyreek Hill leading the team with 66 receptions. Harmon Buchanan with 54. David Njoku and Lester Turnbull each with 47. Hunter Henry, who was continually hurt throughout the season, only got 36 in his 9 games. And so on. I'm kind of curious. Oh, so I did start Charles Greenberry. He did get 4 receptions in that last game, including a touchdown. Tyreek Hill also leading the team in yards through the air with 854. Harmon Buchanan, the homegrown Harmon Buchanan, 719. Tyreek Hill leading the team with touchdowns also with 10. David Njoku, the second-string tight end, coming in second with 8. Harmon Buchanan with 7. Hunter Henry and Tevin Coleman, interestingly enough, the second-string running back, with 5. Lester Turnbull with 4. And unfortunately for blocking, they're not showing pancakes, but looks like Riley Rattani and Cam Robinson each had 3 sacks to lead the team, which is an incredibly low number. That is just a real testament to how great this offensive line became over the years. I mean, it was really, it was all homegrown talent with the exception of the one trade that we made for Cam Robinson, and he only started 10 games. Aaron McLean here, who gave up 2 sacks. We drafted him. He's the rookie. Did quite well in the time that he did have. And once again, Case Kent led the team in tackles with 103 tackles for loss. Ooh, it was a close race. Fletcher Cox led the team with 14, closely followed by Khalil Mack with 13. And let's check out these impressive numbers. Khalil Mack, 21 sacks. Yannick Ngakoue, 16 sacks. And quite the drop-off after those two. Fletcher Cox with 3.5, Malik McDowell with 3, and so on. Interceptions led by Jalen Ramsey with 7. Jamal Adams, Case Kent, Curry Livingston, and Marshawn Lattimore, each with 2. Andrew Franks, 19 kicks out of 20 attempts. His one miss was blocked, so he didn't even miss. And including a 57-yard long field goal for the year. Kerry Suffield looks like he had kind of a down season, not as good as the last 2, but still quite good. And just doing a comparison to the rest of the league, it looks like Johnson's kind of down there. He was a little more of a, well, I wouldn't say he was a game manager. We were playing in 10-minute quarters, and everyone else was playing in 15, so they had a lot more opportunity to huck the ball around. So Johnson with his modest just over 3,000 yards, just about everyone's ahead of him, but touchdown-wise, he led the league, well, tied with Lane Katzenmoyer both with 35. Johnson threw 2 less picks. He had 14, although he was still up there in the amount. But several guys had more. Completion percentage, well, this is showing just about everybody. Let's see, the best one with a decent amount of attempts was Russell Wilson with 68, but Bobb Johnson in second with 67. And Johnson just barely, as far as people who should qualify anyway. I wish there was an option here to have like qualifying to lead the league for percentages and stuff like that. But anyway, for the quarterbacks with the most attempts, or with enough attempts, Bobb Johnson just squeaked past Russell Wilson in quarterback rating. 105.4 versus Russell's 105.3. Yards per attempt, 7.9 versus Russell's 7.8, although looks like Tyrod Taylor had 8.7. Sacks, Andy Dalton led the league with 59. I know Johnson wasn't anywhere near that. And David Johnson, despite missing 5 games, led the league in rushing. Jeremy Hill led the league with 16 touchdowns. And this shouldn't be a surprise. David Johnson led the league with 42 broken tackles. Just insane. Jordy Nelson led the league with 99 receptions. I know no Steelers getting close to that. Michael Thomas led the league with just shy of 1,500 yards. No Steeler was close to that either. Receiving touchdowns. Yeah, we weren't really close to that either. Also led by Michael Thomas with 13. Just to give you a little perspective, the team leader, as you saw earlier, was had given up 3 sacks. Hal Velitai here gave up 34 sacks throughout the year. Just a freaking turnstile. Leading the league in tackles, Todd Davis with 168. Kenny Clark leading the league with 22 tackles for loss. And let's see if a Steeler won this. Yes, sir! Khalil Mack leading the league with 21 sacks. Melvin Ingram with 19. Leonard Williams with 16.5. And oh, look, there's another Steeler with 16. And this is kind of interesting. 3 guys led the league with 7 interceptions, but as we saw, Jalen Ramsey also had 7, so that's kind of interesting how they pulled him out of there. All right, let's advance the week and see who we're going to play. And we are taking on a divisional rival, the 10-6 Baltimore Ravens. Let's check out and see how the playoff schedule went in the last round. So, oh, yeah, looks like the Bengals. So we had 2 teams from our division making the playoffs, with the Bengals and Ravens in addition to ourselves. The Los Angeles Chargers, still want to say San Diego, just blew the doors off of the Bengals, 31-0. Eagles, of course, took out the Panthers 29-17. Ravens handily defeated the Jets, who it looks like made the playoffs for the first time in a while, 31-14. And the Falcons took out the Bears. Welcome back to the playoffs, Bears. 38-23. So in this next round, of course, we've got Ravens at the Steelers, as we already knew. Falcons at the Seahawks. Chargers at the Jaguars, and Eagles at the Saints. Welcome back to another episode of the Legend of Bobb Johnson on Madden 18. This is Extinguisher 10, and in today's game, we are playing our very first ever playoff game for the replacements, Pittsburgh Steelers, and the legend himself, Bobb Johnson. Here we are for some playoff football. Oh, here we go. Here's the AFC playoff bracket. Let's go. Let's take out our division rival, the Baltimore Ravens. And here we go. First and goal on the 2. Tyreek Hill in motion. Oh, it's a handoff to Tyreek Hill. He takes it into the end zone for the touchdown. Steelers already busting out some funky plays. They are meaning business in today's game. And back here on offense, 3rd and 5 on the 22. Can this daunting Ravens defense stop this incredible Steelers offense? Johnson with the handoff. Johnson to Johnson. Oh, spin move. Johnson continues to turn and make it up to the 15, picking up the first down. Incredible spin move. And here we go. 1st and 10 on the 15. Got to continue this drive. Turnbull in motion. Johnson, handoff to Shaw. Shaw had a little bit of room. Got a nice little 5-yard gain down to the 10. Steelers just marching downfield. Johnson takes the snap. He's got a receiver open in the end zone. Turnbull. He hits Turnbull in the end zone for the touchdown. Steelers going up 2 scores already in the first quarter. Back here once again, 2nd and 2 on the 16. We're staying in this 2 tight end formation. It's been working all game. Let's go. Johnson, handoff, hits Johnson. Johnson breaks a tackle, but tackled from behind. Down to the 3. Johnson already 84 yards, 7.6 yards a carry. 1st and goal. Here we go. Johnson with the snap. Johnson scrambling. He looks for Tyreek Hill, and he hits him in the end zone for the touchdown. Steelers just showing absolute dominance over the Baltimore Ravens. And Ravens unable to score once again. We're now down to 3rd and 7 on the 33. Turnbull in motion. Johnson, play action. Looking for the tight end over the middle. He hits David Njoku for the first down. Down to the 10. 1st and 10. Plenty of time left in this half. The Steelers can take their time. Johnson, play action. Looks for Hunter Henry in the end zone. He hits him for another Steelers touchdown. 4 touchdowns in one half. And Baltimore's offense cannot get anything going. Steelers already have the ball back. Johnson, play action. He's got a man open, but he sees him too late. Unable to get the ball off. Sacked by the Ravens. Steelers now coming out 3 wide for the first time all game. Johnson with the snap. He's looking for the receiver underneath. Harmon Buchanan only picking up a few yards. Steelers looking to pick up a first down so they can continue this drive. Johnson takes it. Looking, surveying. Looking for his man deep. Harmon Buchanan unable to come down with the pass. Steelers' first punt of the game. And that's all right. Suffield, booming kick. And taken down at the 30. No chance of any kind of decent return. But Steelers are looking to answer back once again. Johnson takes it. Looking for the receiver in the slot and taken down but not after getting a first down. Harmon Buchanan. Here we are, 1st and goal on the 6. Johnson. Handoff to Johnson. Oh, but he's taken down shortly after. Short gain down to the 5. Johnson changing the play. Johnson, handoff to Johnson, and just short of the end zone. 3rd and goal. Steelers coming out in their goal line formation. As is the Ravens. Here we go. Their best versus our best. Johnson, handoff to Tillman. Martin Tillman, who is short. Stood up at the goal line. Do we go for it? Let's go for it one more time. Mono, E-mono, let's go. Handoff into the end zone, touchdown. Just running up the score now. Here we are, 3rd and 4 at the 42. See if we can flip the play. They are stacked over on that side. And that does not look any better. Well, let's go for it anyway. Johnson with the snap to Johnson. Johnson rumbling and stumbling down to the 32. 10-yard gain. Picking up the first down. Chewing up more clock. 3rd and 10 now on the 32. Looking to pick this first down up and end the game. Johnson takes it. Johnson's going to take off himself. Oh, Johnson dives. Bold. Gutsy. He makes it, though. First down. Here we are, just looking to chew up some clock in the game. 1st and 10 on the 18. Johnson to Johnson. 8-yard gain. Down to the 10. Here we go. Once again, Johnson to Johnson. Cutting upfield, breaking tackles. Not a huge gain, but enough to get the first down. 1st and goal on the 8. Johnson. Again to Johnson. Johnson trying to get through traffic, unable to do it, but still moves up to the 3. Steelers coming to the line. Johnson takes a snap. Johnson looking for David Njoku. He hits him in the end zone for the touchdown. But wait! There's a flag. And it's against Tony Jefferson, roughing the passer. We're going to decline this. Touchdown. Let's go. And that is the game. Steelers getting their first win. Baltimore does get one more field goal before ending the game, but Steelers prevail 42-6. Bob Ho talking it over with John Harbaugh. Just consistent offense the whole game. 14-14, 7-7. Never leaving a quarter without scoring a touchdown. Bob Johnson making an incredible play to Tyreek Hill. And let's go. Let's just do this. Steelers just tearing apart Phillip Rivers, not able to do anything, barely over 50% completion percentage. Didn't give up didn't throw a pick, but he didn't score a touchdown either, as we saw. Not able to get the offense moving. Bob Johnson, on the other hand, 135.5 quarterback rating. 203 yards through the air, 72% completion percentage, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. David Johnson just carrying the team on his back. 203 yards on the ground, 6.1 yards a carry. Didn't get a touchdown. Apparently he had a fumble. We didn't see that. Seven broken tackles. Bobb Johnson taking off a couple times, 21 yards. Alan Shaw getting a carry, 4 or 5 yards. Tariq Hill scored a touchdown on his 1 attempt. Martin Tillman, 2 attempts, 1 stood up at the goal line. Second one, he got in. Hunter Henry and David Njoku are Bobb Johnson's 2 favorite targets in this game. We ran out a lot of 2 tight end sets, both leading the team with 4 receptions. We did spread the ball around. David Njoku leading the team with 48 yards through the air. David Johnson with 42 yards himself. 1 touchdown by Hunter Henry, 1 by David Njoku, 1 by Lester Turnbull, and 1 by Tyreek Hill, both 1 on the ground and 1 through the air. No drops. 2 sacks given up, 1 by Riley Ritani, 1 by David Johnson, 1 sack by Riley Ritani. Telvin Smith and Case Kent leading the team in tackles. Fletcher Cox and Malik McDowell both with a couple of tackles for loss themselves. 1 sack by Yannick Ngakoue. No interceptions, just good solid defense making the Ravens punt the ball. And kind of a good thing, Andrew Franks, 0 field goal attempts. A super good thing, 6 extra points made. Kerry Suffield not getting a whole lot of action, only 2 punts the whole game. Net average, though, 46.5. He did well in his few attempts. All right, we shall see you in the menu, and we will check out what happened in the divisional round and see who we're facing in the next round. And here we are back in the menu after just giving it to the Baltimore Ravens, showing that they truly deserve to win their division. We're moving over, and oh, that's right, we got to advance the week. Let's advance the week. And we are facing the Jacksonville Jaguars. 12-4 Jaguars. Returning from injury, too, Cam Robinson. The offensive line only gets stronger. Oh, and with all the awards that everyone won and how well everyone did, especially the offensive line got a ton of points. Rookie Aaron McLean up to a 94. Let's repeat that. Rookie up to a 94. 99 pass block, 99 run block. Just insane. But Cam Robinson, still the veteran, still a little better, so he'll be getting the start back. Jarrett Mallett up to a 91. Douglas Victorian up to a 93. The rookie Evan Jernigan up to a 92. Rookie right guard Glenn Painter up to a 96, showing why he was starting in the first place over Lawrence Tannico, who in his own right is up to an 88. Riley Ritani up to a 97. Turner Pierce, we traded for him as a backup. He's up to an 89. I think we traded for him and he was like an 84. So already up 5 points this season. Just incredible what our offensive line has done. So now let's go and review how the playoffs went in the last round. So here we are. Of course, Steelers beat the Ravens 42-6. Seahawks getting by the Falcons in kind of a low-scoring game. Not super low-scoring, but a little low-scoring. 21-13. Jaguars squeaking by the Chargers 28-24. And the Eagles, of course, defeated the Saints 34-28. So now we've got the Jaguars at the Steelers and the Eagles at the Seahawks, looking to shape up to be 2 great games. I'm expecting the Eagles and Seahawks game to be incredibly close. Jaguars and Steelers, maybe not so much. Hey, we faced them earlier in the year. Let's see. Let's check out our own schedule. Team schedule. How did we do against the Jaguars? We beat them 35-13, and we're only stronger now. Well, that's going to do it for this episode of The Legend of Bobb Johnson on Madden 18 Playoff Edition. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked it and want to see more, jump on down and hit the big red subscribe button down below. Also, if you want to see more and you're new to the channel, jump on down. I've left to the description box down below, and I've added a link to several links to Bobb Johnson's previous conquests. It's added a playlist for this series and also a playlist for Bobb Johnson's MLB The Show 18 series as well. This is Extinguisher 10 signing out. Have a great rest of your day.